And time for NunSense. We're going to go all the way to Kansas and have a conversation with Sister Rejane. Sister Rejane, it's good to have you on with us this morning. We want to talk about Lenten compost.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear about this.
Now, that's not Lenten composting, is
No,
it? Okay.
Lenten compost, recycling it from. Just want to hear about your thoughts on this.
Oh, you bet. You bet. It's good to talk with both of you. So I've been an avid gardener and growing vegetables and native plants on and off for several years now, and I always find my soul feels refreshed and rejuvenated after putting my hands in God's rich black soil. And, you know, the word humility comes from humus, which means soil or organic components of soil. And it's formed by decomposition, breakdown of leaves and plant material, which can be done by soil microorganisms and worms. And, you know, our biblical creation story where God forms humans out of clay reflects that connection between humans and humus or soil. And so think back just a couple weeks when we had Ash Wednesday and we received our ashes. The priest says, remember that you are dust and to dust you shall return. And this phrase calls us to reflect on our mortality. And it also calls on us to reflect on our current inner fragility, vulnerabilities, temptations, and sins. And so, right, Lent's the time when we're called to change our inner lives. And so this is where it might be a stretch, but think of your inner life as a compost pile. And as any gardener knows, you start with a huge pile of messy and smelly food scraps, dead leaves and grass clippings, and it stinks to high heaven. It really does. But if you leave it and do nothing, it'll take a long time to decompose into soil. But if you take the time to turn it on a regular basis with the addition of oxygen, it speeds up the process. And so that stinky mess turns into a no-smell, nutrient-rich fertilizer, which will help your plants grow. So it's the same process, I think, with the stinky parts of our inner lives. If we just let them pile up, they start stinking to high heaven. But if we take Lent seriously, this is our yearly opportunity to compost or spend time praying for the grace to actively change our sinful ways, our vulnerabilities and fragility, into rich inner life in relationship with Jesus, which in turn will become the spiritual fertilizer we need to grow healthy relationships with others.
Well, I love that because it is, I mean, the line between, vegetation and, of course, our human emotions and the baggage that we have is not that hard to draw. I can see that parallel, and it really makes me think about my sin. And, I'm stinking to high heaven. You're right.
But you got to that's what Lent's about, right? So you can take the time to, with God's grace, turn it into something that's better and healthier for your relationships. But yeah, Lent's a good time to do the turning.
Yeah, I like this idea too, Sister Rejane, of the turning, right? Because if it was up to us, we wouldn't turn. Let's just be clear. I mean, we're just going to lie there, right? We're pretty comfortable.
Yep.
So making the choice during this sacred season to do some things that turn us, but also there are situations that come up in our lives that turn us out of discomfort. You know, something happens in our lives and all of a sudden we're called to action because things are happening. And instead of counting those things always as the worst thing that could happen to us as a curse, now all of a sudden we could start to see the benefit of it because it does cause us to make that turn.
Yeah. And I think, our three pillars of prayer and almsgiving and fasting are also ways that can help us do the turning during Lent. Yeah. Just really spend some time.
Yeah, it's a wonderful time to do that. That's for sure. I love that. Thank you for bringing that to us. I've never really thought about that before.
Yeah, I like it. Spiritual compost pile. And look, you paint a picture, and not only with our eyes, but also with our nose. You got a little stinking going on. You're going to have to turn that thing, but then eventually you've got something that's beautiful and wonderful and can create a healthy environment for all of us. Thank you so much, Sister Rejane. Have a wonderful day, and thanks for taking us through this Lenten meditation.
Okay. God bless.
You too.
Thank you so much.